Hey, what's up folks? Welcome back to the channel. So last video I did an unboxing of the Dragonball EX Vegeta. This time we're going to do the same line, but it's not going to be a prize letter figure. It's going to be the last prize, which, as most of you know, Ichiban Kuji doesn't have, or Ichiban Show I should say, doesn't have a overseas release of the last prize, except for one, and that's the Gold Nuzaru. So the significance of this last prize for this Nappa, there's a letter prize Nappa in this line, but the letter prize doesn't have the optional toupee and the scouter. I'd have to look at it again. The letter prize might have the scouter, but I'm 100% sure it doesn't have the toupee, and it also has a different pose. So I'm pretty excited to see what this one looks like. The box is pretty heavy. It's a good size box, but it's pretty heavy. We're gonna get some other figures and put them up next to it once we unbox it, so that you guys can see the scale for yourselves. The only figures from this line that I actually kept was last prize, because I typically always keep the last prizes. I kept the Vegeta that we already unboxed, and I also have the Gohan and the Cybermen that go along with it. So eventually we're gonna do an unboxing of those too. I didn't keep the Goku Kaioken. It just didn't really impress me. You know, looking at it, I might possibly have to pick it up again sometime, but I have a Ichiban Kuji Kaioken that is better than that one, in my opinion. So I didn't think that it was a figure that I, wanted to keep in my lineup. So anyways, without further ado, we're gonna get this thing open, unbox it, take a really close look at it, and here we go. Alright folks, so there he is. Let's see how this guy scales next to some other figures. So first, we obviously have to size him up next to the Vegeta EX that came along with him in this set. And here we have him standing up next to the cooler that just recently came out. And as a special request from someone from the group, I got him standing next to the big boy Jiren. Alright, so since we got the side-by-side comparisons out of the way, let's go ahead and measure him real quick. And it's looking like he is about 10.5 inches, close to 10.5 inches, maybe 26.5 centimeters. Alright, so now we can get a pretty close look at him and see what the figure looks like up close. So we'll go ahead and start at the top. As you can see, he's bald here, and I do have his hair sitting over there. We'll put it on here in a little bit. But he is kind of all around like a matte finish. I think I can tell just a little bit right here where the gold meets the white, kind of ran over a bit. It's kind of sloppy. And it's kind of the same thing on the other side. It seems like the edges of the turtle shell here, the gold didn't really get painted very well. And then right next to it with the black, you can see it kind of went over into the white a little bit. I'm gonna have to take care of that. so we'll kind of stick to looking at the paint here. On this chest piece, it seems a little bit underwhelming, kind of missing spots where it was supposed to be painted. Also in the corners here of his wrist guards, and then even here on his hands there's like black right here where the white is. And it looks like they put the paint on a little bit thick here on the stomach area. It's kind of started to orange peel a bit. I don't know if you guys can tell that. And then you can see here too, like on the black parts, it's kind of orange peeled. It's a little disappointing for a last prize. Why they would not take the extra time to be careful with these, since they don't have overseas releases. But we'll spin it around here and look at the back and see if the rest of it looks the same. It's kind of a missing color here on the tail. And then it's orange peeled on the back of his turtle shell as well. Like right here, it's like kind of raised like a bubble. That's weird. And then it's scratched up here pretty bad on the black. Transferred over the black here onto the turtle shell, and paint quality on this thing is not good. You can see how it kind of slightly transitions from light to dark, but it just doesn't seem like they put a lot of time into this one. Put her on pretty thick over here too. His skin's not bad. It's got kind of a light to dark transition on his skin. Look on the back of his head. It looks pretty good. And this scouter, it comes off pretty easily. You can choose to put the scouter on or the earpiece, which is right here. So it's got a notch in the back where you can kind of just put it on there. The sculpt on the face is pretty good. Paint's still not great, but the sculpt is pretty good. Captures the veins. There's a vein here on his bicep. Go down to his legs. Here on his thigh, you can see the kind of looks like a separation. If you guys can see that, it's like a line right here. Yeah, I don't like that. The color transition is not bad in the crevices where it shows like his muscle tone and stuff. That's not bad. And then on his boots, there's some paint transfer there as well. Yeah, I'm starting to not like this this one overall when it comes to the paint. The sculpt is definitely not bad though. Let's go to the other side. Oh, yeah, we got a bunch of paint transfer here with the white. That's not good. And you can see the line down his leg again on the opposite side. He's got a foot stand, just like all the other Master League figures, and he stands pretty well. And then without the foot stand, he stands too. He's a lot more wobbly, but he still stands. And then on the back of his right leg here is the stamp. So if you guys are wondering where the stamp is for authenticity, this is legit. It's just, it's not the greatest.
bottom of his shoes are just flat and plain. Yeah. And then let's take a look at the hair. You see his toupee, it's not much to it. It doesn't like pop on or off or anything like that. It kind of just, it's like a cap. It really like legitimately just sits on top of his head. So I don't like that because it just easily comes off. I guess you'd have to stick it on. Yep. So it just falls off. So yeah, I guess you'd have to like kind of get something to kind of stick it on. So yeah, I don't like that. I do choose to keep his scouter on because that's just kind of like, I don't know, that's the way I like them portrayed. Oh, let's check this out. On the inside of his turtle shell, there's, yeah, it's like underpainted there. And then it looks like it was kind of brushed or something. Man, that's strange. I haven't had really good luck with these last prizes lately. Look at that transition from the, well, I guess it would be like overpaint from the brown to the white. All right. As far as his pose, it says iconic pose. That's pretty cool. I mean, looking at it from far, it's a really nice looking figure. Paint is just under par, but when it comes to the sculpt, other than the lines that you can clearly see on his legs, where the PVC pieces go together before they were glued, other than that, the sculpt is pretty good. He's a good size. He's a good weight. He scales well with the Vegeta that came with him. So, you know, it's not all bad.
Alright guys, so that was our review of the Dragon Ball EX Nappa. As we got a closer look, we took a look at the paint detail first and you know, realized that there's a lot of blemishes there that are easily pointed out. As far as the sculpt, it's a pretty nice sculpt. It's a good size and it's a heavy figure. I'd still recommend you buying it, hoping that the paint is not as bad on yours, and maybe it was just a one-time deal. Maybe the paint's even better on the prize figure itself. But I'll leave that for you guys to decide. Unfortunately, if I had to rate this figure on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd probably give it, man, paint's a big deal to me. I can see some more as we're looking at it. But, you know, paint's a big deal to me, and I'm going to rate it specifically for this figure right here. I'm going to go with a 7 or a 7.5 out of 10, man, because, yeah, the paint is just, it's not good. They could have done a lot better. And especially it being a last prize, maybe they could have made it shiny or shoot even Planet Arlia color. And then, I don't know, maybe even could have thrown the Vegeta in there with the Arlia color. Man, that was a missed opportunity, I think. But anyways, yeah, so overall, we got us a 7.5 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. I'll give it the 7.5. Again, this is the last prize, so if you guys are thinking of buying it, this specific one right here, it's not going to get an overseas release, so maybe it's still worth buying it for you guys. If you're scared about the paint and all that stuff, maybe stick with the prize, the letter prize figure. We've been getting quite a few members jump on here lately. I think it's from a lot of these reviews that are happening or taking place, like on Matt Borges' page, Matches Peaches, and Jeremy Holiday, Joe Collector, hopefully mine as well. But if you like the video, go ahead and give us some likes, man. Throw the comments down at the bottom. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we're finally over 400 subscribers, so pretty stoked about that. Thank you guys very much for your support. hopefully we get some more rolling in here and I can do some more reviews for you guys. But yeah, that's it, man. If you guys like the page and you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Tell your friends about it. And that's it for me, man. I'll see you guys next time.